The drama surrounding Angel Reese has turned the Chicago Sky from a team searching for direction into a franchise consumed by one player's chaos. What was supposed to be her breakthrough moment as a cornerstone of the organization is unraveling into a storyline of suspensions, trade demands, and a locker room split wide open. The question isn't just whether Angel Reese can regain the trust of her teammates. It's whether the Sky can survive her at all. It started with whispers but exploded into headlines when Reese sat down with the Chicago Tribune and effectively torched her own roster. Her words weren't vague, they were surgical. "We have to get good players. We have to get great players. That's a non-negotiable for me. We can't settle for what we have this year." In one swoop, she erased the contributions of Rachel Banham, Haley Van Lith, and even Courtney Vandersloot, a decorated veteran who has given her body and career to the game. To Reese, the Sky needed better. To her teammates, the sting was personal. Imagine hearing that from the player your front office mortgaged the roster for. Chicago literally shipped out Sonia Citron, the number 3 overall pick, to bring in Ariel Atkins as part of the master plan to build around Reese. The message from ownership was clear. This was Angel's team. But instead of growing into the role, she used her platform to draw a line through the very women sharing the floor with her. Vandersloot was painted as too old, Banham as irrelevant, Van Lith as expendable. The code of silence inside a locker room was broken, and once it shattered, the fracture line spread fast. For Vandersloot, the disrespect cut deepest. A 2-time WNBA champion and 5-time All-Star, she had nothing left to prove, yet she suddenly found her career framed as a question of age. Her answer came swiftly and directly. "My age is absolutely not a factor. I'm coming back better than ever." It wasn't just defiance, it was a reminder that legacies aren't erased by cheap shots. For Atkins, who walked into Chicago hoping to help spark a turnaround, the comments forced her into damage control, publicly defending teammates while Reese pushed them under the bus. Banham, long seasoned to the ups and downs of WNBA politics, had no patience left. Her words summed up the locker room fatigue. "I think I just don't really care. I'm so over all this." That wasn't indifference. That was a veteran washing her hands of someone too toxic to rally behind. Reese's off-court drama might have been survivable if her play had been airtight. But that wasn't the case. She led the league in turnovers despite missing weeks of action. She collected technical fouls like they were badges of honor, crossing the league threshold and earning automatic suspensions. Against Connecticut, she struck Aaliyah Edwards in the head on a rebound and walked away with another whistle that left the Sky scrambling. When those suspensions piled up, her absence didn't hurt the team the way it should have. Instead, Chicago looked freer, sharper, almost relieved. The ball moved, the energy lifted, the mistakes weren't as glaring. Then came the suspension, not from the league, but from the Sky themselves. The organization issued the rare and damning phrase, "conduct detrimental to the team," after her public comments during mandated media sessions. They benched her for half a game against the Las Vegas Aces, not to protect her, but to protect everyone else. Ariel Atkins admitted afterward that ownership had the full support of the locker room. That silence from teammates spoke louder than any statement Reese could make. As the season dragged on, Reese wasn't even present during stretches. Nursing what the team labeled a back injury, she didn't travel, didn't show up on the sidelines, didn't act like part of the fight. Compare that to Caitlin Clark, her supposed rival, who never abandoned the fever even when she was too hurt to play. Clark lived in timeouts, clapping through every run, guiding younger teammates, giving off an energy that screamed buy-in. Reese wasn't even in the building. Teammates noticed those things. Fans noticed too. The contrast has become almost embarrassing. On one side, Clark has elevated a franchise once considered dead weight, instilling belief that Indianapolis could matter in the postseason again. On the other, Reese has turned her locker room into a storm cloud. One became a symbol of unity, the other of division. The league leaned hard into their rivalry for headlines, but every month that passes, the balance tips further toward Clark as the authentic leader and Reese as the cautionary tale. The most damning part? Chicago doesn't look broken when Reese is gone. They look functional. The very thing that should terrify them, losing their franchise player, has instead given them clarity. They don't need her to survive. They might need her gone to thrive. The Sky Barbie era, once a marketing dream, now feels like a hollow tagline, a brand that burned too bright and too fast before collapsing under the weight of ego and missteps. Angel Reese may be a force on the boards, but But everything else, the turnovers, the technicals, the suspensions, the alienation has overshadowed her value. When her teammates stopped covering for her, when veterans like Vandersloot and Banham fired back, and when the front office made discipline public, the message was unmistakable. She isn't untouchable. The Sky can and will move forward without her. Now, every question about Chicago's future circles back to Reese. Does she stay? Does she go? And more importantly, who would even want to take on her baggage after a season defined by conflict? What should have been a story about a rising star leading her franchise has become something else entirely. A reminder that talent without accountability is just noise, and so the Sky face their reckoning. Not with opponents, but within their own walls. The team must decide whether Angel Reese is still their future or whether her time in Chicago is already over. Because sometimes the biggest opponent isn't the one on the schedule, it's the one sitting in your own locker room. Do you think the Chicago Sky should cut ties with Angel Reese and start fresh? Or is there still a chance for her to turn it around? Let us know in the comments below, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you never miss what's coming next.